Welcome to Just Ask with Rachael HELPS. I am Rachael. Just Ask is basically a question and answer, Q&A. But this time, you know what? I'm going to ask you guys a question because I connected to my Facebook page and I'm actually working on your Just Ask questions. I got a lot that came through. So be patient with me. Give me time to answer everyone's question. I have a friend that lives in Paris. She used to be a client. Now she's a friend, and she's a American. I'll give you her demographics. She's American. She's like in her late 40s. Well, I won't say late 40s. She's like maybe 42, 43. She's been living in Paris for around like 8 years. And the last 2 years, she's married a French person. And so she put on her wall on Facebook, she wrote this. Is it really pretentious when an American living in France speaks French to another American living in France? Who do you think you are? You are American and you speak English to another American. These people really make me angry. So I went through all the comments, and my question is to you guys. Do you think it's pretentious when an American who is living in France speaks French to another American? So I would like for you to put your replies down in the comments. I'm going to give you, I'm actually going to well, I already wrote a reply to her status, her Facebook status. But I find this funny because she had a lot of different people who chimed in. A lot of Americans and also Americans living in Germany and Spain. They also gave their opinion on this too. So I'm going to read a couple of them to you. There's this other person. He's actually French by his name. I don't know this person, but the way his name is written, I can tell he's French. He wrote, I find that funny, actually. At work, among French native speakers, we speak English because it is just easier for us to explain some things in English. Or maybe it is just because I just came from 2 weeks in the U.S. and English is all I can speak. Okay, so this is a French native speaker. He's French, so that's what he wrote. And then she replied, she said, I'm not talking about company culture where they speak English, but a casual conversation between two people. It is also annoying that these Americans think they need to speak another language with each other. Duh, speak your own language. Okay, so another person replied, and this is an American in Germany. He said, this happens in Germany all the time, and no matter how long one lives here, we still have that annoying accent. English, please. Okay, and then someone else replied, this person is in France. She wrote, color me guilty, for I have done that more than once when I had an opportunity to do so with an American French-speaking acquaintance. And I did it to practice as much as possible, hoping to keep up my language skills. So then the person who originally posts the status, she replied, that doesn't count. We totally get that. What I don't get is an American living in France speaking French to another American living in France. We have a million other opportunities per day to speak French, so we don't need to speak it to each other. Go ahead and practice your French with another American. Okay, so at the end she said, go ahead and practice your French with another American. So, okay, now I'm getting her. Okay. And then she replied again, okay, so I just listened to my phone message again from the annoying American. So I think that status was towards one person in particular. I don't think it's in general. So she just said, Okay, so I just listened to my phone message again from the annoying American. He leaves a message in French with his super awful accent and uses the vous form with me. He has lived here at least 20 years. If you are going to be pretentious about speaking French, at least have a good accent and use the correct form. Okay. Okay, so now she's turning into a French person because that's what French people do. They'll say, you know, if you're going to speak French, at least have a good accent and use the correct form. That's someone totally French. So I'm going to get down to, okay, there's another person just said it works the same in Spain. I can speak in Spanish with another American or Brit. It's just not right, let alone natural. I totally agree with you. So I chimed in. This is what I wrote. I said, "Oh my God, Becky. Now you know I'm going to put in my 2 cents. Girl, they just want to practice their French. Don't get mad. I have a couple American friends that we speak to each other in French. One is to keep up our vocabulary, to practice, and corrections. I coach a lot of expats on this as well. I tell them that they should speak as much as possible in French, even if they are Anglophone. Anglophone means English speaking. I also warn them about the invisible trap. English speaking people living over 10 years in France and don't speak French. So, in the end, communication is communication. So, I wrote, girl, don't hate, participate. And then I put another comment after because I didn't read all the comments before. And I said, okay, I just read all the other comments. You transform into a French person. Okay, so after reading all the comments, I think this was directly to maybe one person. What I think is, she said that in one comment that you have a million other opportunities to practice with other people to speak French in France. I don't think, not necessarily, because if you watch one of my videos that I did like 3 years ago, when I went into a library just to extend or return a book, the French person automatically started speaking to me in English. I've been here for like 17 going on 18 years, and it still happens every day. Even when I call over the phone, you know, once they hear my accent, they start speaking in English. So, and I think everybody's experience is different because she's now married to a French person. So she has that opportunity as soon as you wake up in the morning. Her husband is French, so she has that a million times more than someone else who is not in a relationship with a French person. So yeah, so I feel if someone is American and they start speaking to me in French, I feel it's not pretentious. I think that that person wants to practice, and if that person speaks and communicate, no, communication is communication, whether it's in any other language. And also I can understand of not, if you're in France, this is the country you are in, regardless of you being American, British, or whatever, speak the local language. And I find it is also rude if you are in a group or you're meeting with other people and you might be two Americans and the other people that are around you are French. Like maybe you're in a group hanging out in the bar with some friends, and there's like 4 French people and then you're 2 Americans. I think it's totally rude if you switch and start speaking English to each other while the other 4 people who speak French don't understand what you're saying in English. So you're excluding them from the conversation. So that's another thing. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's pretentious when another American living in France speaks French to another person? Chime on in the bottom down below. And if you like this video, please thumbs up, share it across the world. And also I am on Tumblr, so you guys can now follow me on Tumblr. And that's about it. Talk to you later. Bye bye.